Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to this wonderful edition of the program by Bystanders at the Newsstands. I am CC Christian Chuko on this wonderful edition of the program. We are right here in Ogba and we have the bystand on the newsstands. At the newsstands, they are getting set to give us their position on the reports that we have this morning, the topical issues that we have this morning. As you can see, we're in Ogba here. You can see there are bystanders here this morning, and they are digging it out, on looking, as we look at the reports we have this morning. I have the Daily Trust with me. I have also the Nation newspaper, the Daily Trust and the Nation newspaper. Today is the 5th of May, 2022, a Thursday, an environmental Thursday in Lagos. Shops are closed till 10 a.m. The shops will remain closed till 10 a.m. and it will give a chance for the traders to clean their environment. I'm Christian Chukwu once again. Welcome to the program. Bystanders at the newsstands on Flip TV. We are on Facebook, Flip TV NG. Follow us on Facebook. This program will be aired live on Facebook, Flip TV NG. Follow us on Facebook and also Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Flip TV NG also. Let's take a look at the papers this morning. The Daily Trust and the Nation newspaper. NBA chides federal lawmakers over no ransom payments bill. NBA chides the federal lawmakers over no ransom payment bill. They look at it as not necessary for now, not being able to pay ransom. Paying ransom will now become a crime. They see it as not necessary. 73.8 million bank accounts not linked to BVN. 73.8 million bank accounts not linked to BVN. 128.4 million customers targeted. 128.4 million customers targeted. MTN Mafab to roll out 5G spectrum August 24. MTN Mafab to roll out 5G spectrum August 24. Abiodun's suspended aide pleads guilty to 350,000 naira fraud. Abiodun's suspended aide pleads guilty to 350,000 naira fraud. Now the United Nations visited Nigeria through the Secretary Guterres. UN now supports pledges support the amount of $321 million for humanitarian response. UN's $321 million must to support humanitarian response. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres yesterday said the organization will mobilize an additional $321 million in support of Nigeria's efforts to combat terrorist activities in the Northeast. He said the amount will be part of the overall $1.1 billion earmarked for the humanitarian response plan for the country. The UN chief spoke with reporters after a meeting with President Muhammad Buhari in Abuja. In Nigeria on a 2-day visit, he was in Maiduguri, Borno State capital, on Tuesday, where he interacted with victims of terrorist activities. We are very active in support of the humanitarian efforts of the Nigerian government. That is why we have called for an additional $351 million as part of the overall $1.1 billion humanitarian response plan for Nigeria. And now on Lekki Port to generate $201 billion. Lekki Port to generate $201 billion. The federal and Lagos state governments could earn over $4.5 billion annually for the $201 billion in 45 years from the Lekki Deep Sea. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said the port will be a big boost to Nigeria in its quest to tackle advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Tinubu, many presidential aspirants, the main headline on the Nation. Many presidential aspirants good for democracy. Many presidential aspirants are good for democracy. That is Tinubu. Oshiomhole, Fayemi Akpabio join presidential race. Oshiomhole, Fayemi Akpabio joined presidential. Former governor Edo State Oshiomhole, governor of Ekiti State, Fayemi, and Akpabio, former governor of Akwa Ibom, joined race for presidency. Is the presidency now in circles? Is the presidency now a joke? That's the question. Jigawa governor picks nomination form. Jigawa governor picks a nomination form. PDP OK's exclusion of 2 contenders. PDP OK's exclusion of 2 contenders. The increasing number of aspirants seeking the presidential ticket of the All Progressives Congress is good for democracy. A frontline contender for the sole baton, as Bola Ahmed has said. He spoke after a visit to President Muhammadu Buhari at his residence in Aso Rock, Abuja on Tuesday night. Tinubu said the rising number of aspirants will put every of all the contenders on their toes. He dismissed fears that having many contenders could trigger a post-primary crisis in the party. I remember Pa Adebanjo saying that having more contenders from the south is a ploy by the north to divide and rule. Pa Adebanjo said so some days ago. Having many contenders from the south is a ploy by the north to divide and rule the south. Okay, let's go to the next. We have the Daily Trust. Can we trust the Daily Trust this morning? Fayemi Badaru Oshiomhole Akpabio declare to succeed Buhari. Fayemi Badaru Oshiomhole Akpabio declare to succeed Buhari. NCC directs MTN Mafab to begin 5G rollout. August. MTN Mafab to begin 5G rollout. August, as directed by the NCC. Now, the main headline on the Daily Trust: Guterres to Buhari, how to defeat terrorists. Guterres to Buhari, how to defeat terrorists. He says that violence casting shadow of death over many Nigerians. Violence casting shadow of death over many Nigerians. UN OK's fresh $351 million humanitarian aid for Nigeria. We are glad the world has not forgotten us, Buhari tells UN aid. We are glad the world has not forgotten us. This is the picture of Guterres with Buhari and Femi Adesina. Let me read it. President Muhammadu Buhari writes, introducing the National Security Advisor, Major General Bagana Muguno, retired, to the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres, while Nigerian Ambassador to the UN, Professor Tijani Mohammed Bandis, Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Geoffrey Nyama, and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, watched during Mr. Guterres' visit to the presidential villa, Abuja, yesterday. 9 killed, many missing as ISWAP attacks Chibok. 9 killed, many missing as ISWAP attacks Chibok. Now the Emir tells Kano residents, get your PVC, get your PVCs. The Emir tells Kano residents, go get your PVCs. There was a report on Zamfara State. Zamfara State has less than 50 pupils in WAEC, but have over 1.2 million people with voters card. Zamfara State as a whole enrolled less than 50 persons in WAEC, but has over 1.2 million individuals, indigenes with voter card. Pastor Bag's life sentence for raping friend twins. Pastor Bag's life sentence for raping friend twins. And on sports, Maradona 1986 World Cup shirt sells for 3.6 billion naira, breaks world record. Maradona's 1986 World Cup shirt sells for 3.6 billion naira, breaks world record. And also a great comeback by Real Madrid against Manchester City. No, Manchester City, yes, 3-1. Madrid now has qualified for the finals of the Champions League. They are going to be playing Liverpool in that crucial final. Remember, they met before, Madrid won Liverpool. Will they repeat what they did last time? It was a surprising comeback from Real Madrid, having come from a 3-2 defeat, 4-3 defeat to winning Liverpool in their home 3-1. having them at the top spot, playing Liverpool in the Champions League final. Okay, let's go straight to our reviewers this morning. Let's see those that are online this morning. I have a great man here. Good morning.
Morning to you.
It seems that our government has cashed out.
Morning to you, Mr. Bizechiku. No, not our government. Hush Papa has cash house.
Hush Puppy. Hush Puppy is
Hush
in
Papa.
United.
No, Hush Papa.
Hush
Hush
Papa.
Papa is the boy. Now Hush Papa is the godfather. Who is the Hush Papa?
$321 million more support for humanitarian response to Nigeria.
Now what? Now when the when the foreign envoy came and gave the money and then promised to like help us, assist us out, what was the president's response? No, let the viewers know the president's response.
We are glad that the world has not forgotten us.
Why would you be glad? 350 million US dollars.
351, 300.
351 million US dollars. Just for what?
No, it's for the
Is for the
for
what?
the victims
For
of
the
terrorism.
which who are the victims? They are the victims. Let government provide the victims.
Are they not paying ransom?
Pay. So now this money now is meant to pay ransom.
IDP camps are there.
Who are the ones taking good every part? See, when you go to IDP camp, government don't provide food for them. These people fend for themselves. Those people are just being kept there. No, no provisions, nothing, not even food for them to eat. Now, this money will be channeled into private pockets. You saw what? Now, when the former SSG to the president, in person of Babachelama, how much did the presidency, how much did the government gave him to just to cut grass at the IDP camp? Up to today, did 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 he did he cut the grass? What did he do?
Embezzle the money.
He had to embezzle the money. Up to now, the man is working freely in this country. No court trial. No court trial. Now the man is now one of the people campaigning for Asiwaju, former SSG, Babachelawa. Now, if such an hierarchy in government to siphon such amount of money, tell me this money is going nowhere. But I thank God, get to see the way the president was smiling when the UN envoy pledge to support Nigeria with this huge amount of money. You see, my problem is not even about Nigeria. It's about the Western world. Why would you keep assisting a country that see whenever you assist them, you don't see the tangible things in which this money have been used for or utilized for? Why should you? You at least even if you want to.
Maybe they're not convinced that what they're not convinced of what Nigerians are saying about the government. That the government is part of the insecurity.
Why wouldn't they be convinced? Why? There's too much there's too much outcry in the land. Why would you give money to Buhari now? Now that Buhari has less than 1 year in office, go to the IDP camp. You will see. You will feel sorry for those people. We have IDP camp in Benue. We have one in Borno. Ever since there has been IDP camp, how many of these places has the president visited? Now, okay, let me even go to this place and pay them a visit. Are going on there because you don't need to be a president. You believe you need to also.
Okay.
On diverse occasions, we've seen where UN gives money to NGO, charity organization, so as to support, see, alleviate poverty in a particular country. Now, giving the money to government is like putting water inside the basket.
Officially,
In
if
my,
UN is going to give you money, you know what I'm saying.
my now, you to know what I'm saying. I want to see, I want to see a situation whereby UN gives money to what NGO.
The VCT.
No.
Yeah.
So what are we saying? Now you've given money. This is not the first time this UN is giving money to the federal government to what alleviate poverty and that IDP camp. What has been done? Go to IDP camp. No structure there. Government could not erect structure for those people there.
So you're saying the Secretary General should have visited IDP camps? Because some people say that the UN Secretary General should have visited Katsina.
No. Maybe because of the time factor. Maybe he's not chance to visit. I know he visited Maduguri. So now we are seeing how deplorable that place is. So now, from his own perception, he would think same thing too happens in rest of the
I think
states.
they might arrange some people together and.
I am no.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that those people are suffering. Those people there have been deprived of their means of livelihood. Their house have been under attack. That is why government kept them there. But now, my fault. What I'm faulting this UN is that the money shouldn't have gone through the government, because government will not utilize this money. You know what I'm saying? That is my fear. Now, I am not saying UN should not assist us, but UN should have opted for other means. Look for NGO that can be accountable to them how the money is well spent. Giving government this money, but that one is medicine after that. Nothing government would use this money for. Now, can't you see when Buhari got the news that the UN wanted to that the UN
Nigeria needs money. Nigeria needs money.
No. Buhari was smiling. Why do you think Buhari was smiling? Because he know he will be cashing out. That's a large amount of money. Why would UN, even these people say they never have a problem? Why would you give such amount of money to these fraudsters? Now Buhari can just give out, okay, you take 100,000, just go and buy them pure water. That's all. And now, what happened to the rest of the money? Now, the rest of money would be siphoned. See, when there is no accountability, I don't think UN should be doing this. Because now, I think before giving them this money, why haven't you asked them to account for the money you've been giving them from time past? You just came, give president money. President is happy, hush puppy. That one now, tomorrow now. Today, he will cash out. Yes.
Okay, let's look at the increasing number of presidential aspirants. We have your governor.
Who is my governor?
Now. You don't know your governor.
Who is my governor? All those, I don't have a governor.
You have Akpabio, we have Budom.
I don't have a governor.
Miami, they are joining the race. Jigawa governor also, even Solom. What is happening?
See, I told you, Buhari has made the seat of the presidency 3, buy 1, get 1 free. It's a child's play. It's a comic now. The seat of presidency, fine though, it's a public office, but everyone has right to fight for office. But now, from the evolution of democracy, the numbers of aspirants has not been this high. From 1999,
we have almost 21 from PDP.
Yes.
We have almost 18 from APC.
Now, why do you think everybody wants to occupy the seat of the president? Because the person there has failed. So that thing, if a person like Buhari can become the president of this country, I can even perform more better than Buhari.
But that's what they are thinking.
That's what they are thinking. Because literally, Buhari is not fit to become the president of this country. Buhari does not have what it takes to become the president of this country. You know what it takes to become the president of this country?
In 2015, many people will not agree.
But yes, Many people don't, because they were so blinded with their tribal religion and ethnic sentiment. You know, I believe, see, you cannot give what you don't have. Now, Buhari has made the seat of the presidency a child's play, whereby every every dog, every cat, every hen wants to become president of Nigeria. And this the president of Nigeria need it's not just for anybody. There should be a price tag. There should be a class is permanent. In as much as you have what it takes, but there should be some certain standard. But the president due because he has failed woefully. So everybody thinks if person like Buhari that cannot even speak English, that cannot even address our citizens, could become the president, I can become president too.
You can become president.
Yes. Ever since Buhari was president, Buhari only gave media interview twice. Twice. Let's aside from the Independence Day speech, the the the, the normal interview. And when you want to interview Buhari, you must have told him all the questions you want to ask him. So now, is that not a child's play? So tell me why. So why won't miscreants? Why won't hen? Why won't dog want to become the president of this country? Because the president has made the office less attractive.
Look at the Akpabio. Look at the crowd. Imagine the crowd. You are not looking at the crowd.
I don't look at it.
These are Nigerians. These are Nigerians. I'm surprised. What is happening?
Mr. Chiku, I've always told people, I said, in the history of Akwa Ibom State, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Akpabio is the worst governor Akwa Ibom State has ever produced. I know people will not.
All the infrastructure.
We stupid infrastructure. Media, this media infrastructure propaganda. You are seeing as just media propaganda. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. So you don't tell me what I know. Now, if you remember vividly, the then Minister of Finance said when she came to Uyo, she said with the money, with the federal allocation Akpabio gets, that she's still surprised Akpabio has still not done what she was expecting from Akpabio. Then, when Akpabio was the governor of Akwa Ibom State, there was what? Oil boom.
Yeah.
There was oil boom. Crude oil was being sold at that much, $180 to $400 per barrel. How much was Akwa Ibom State getting from the excess crude oil account? And then also getting, also getting the 14% oil reservation.
Yeah.
Tell me what Akpabio do. Akpabio will only construct overhead bridge, which is not up to 500 million, and then target as 1 billion. Now, you don't construct an overhead bridge where there is no population. Akwa Ibom State is not populated. It is not populated. But you keep constructing. Come to this place, you will see overhead bridge. Go here, you will see overhead bridge. How many people, how many population are in that state?
To siphon
money. My brother, you as a governor, for one day, you've done for one day who investors in the states. There's no company in Akwa Ibom State now. As I'm speaking to you, I start to be connected.
Tomato paste company.
Which tomato paste company? The one this present governor is doing. Is it functioning? It's not. The only company you have in Akwa Ibom State is called Champion Berries, and we call it State Beer. State Beer, yes. It's being owned by the government. Champion Breweries. That's all. Nothing. So
you want to finish Akpabio this morning.
My brother, see, a man that cannot win, a man that cannot be re-elected for second time into the Senate.
Imagine if all these people voted for him, he'll have won.
So that's what I'm saying. So this one is just here. He wants to lobby for slots. He wants to lobby for slots. He has nothing to offer. I have always told you, Akpabio underperformed in the state. And look at the stadium he built. How can you build a national stadium? Your local team is not playing in that stadium to generate IGR. Now, you even signed 4 years maintenance contract with Las Vegas to be maintaining the stadium, and then you are paying them with taxpayers' money. Who does that? And the stadium in return is not generating IGR. And now you are saying Akpabio. My brother, all the political aspirants I'm seeing, none of them is fit. None of them is capable to revive Nigerian economy. The only person I'm seeing that can even add flavor to it is Peter Obi. Others should go and sit down, please.
Okay, Buhari's visit to Ebonyi State. Everywhere is locked down.
Today,
Yeah. Lockdown in Ebonyi State. Total lockdown.
Umahi, look at Umahi. Is this scared? Maybe because people will troop out and want to stone the president. That was why. Because I don't see it should be something of joy. The commander in chief is visiting the state. People should come out and receive the president. So why is reverse the case? Why is reverse the case? That means there is something he's been afraid of. Yes. Why would there be a lockdown? Because the president is coming to visit a particular state. Now, why is Umahi built 3 kilometers of road? Is now inviting presidents, our cleanest president that doesn't know what it takes, that want governance means, all the way from Abuja to come and commission it. Does that make sense? And that one too, go leave Abuja, come Ebonyi State, come commission 2 kilometers of road.
Okay, lastly, Tinubu is saying that many presidential aspirants are good for democracy.
Is that what I'm saying? Tinubu is scared. He knows that. See, he knows he will not get the ticket. He knows because at first he think he will get it on a part of good. Nobody will come out and challenge him.
Imagine, inspire me.
Because he was one of the founding fathers of APC. So by coming out, most students will step down for him. But now thank God he's seeing what is happening now. Reverse is the case. People have not been coming out to challenge him. But the issue is not about who clinch the tickets. My fear and my worry is, will these people deliver good governance to us?
Okay, that's your fear. Will these aspirants deliver good governance? I have Mazi Chigozie this morning. Good morning, Mazi Chigozie.
Christian, good morning. But indeed, there is nothing good about the money.
Mazi Chigozie is not.
I saw video of children that were massacred, butchered. I mean, mercilessly. You see, children are becoming victim of this cruelty, and it's very unfortunate. How long will we continue to say, may their soul rest in peace? These are children, of course, with future, with prospects, and we are terminated abruptly in a more gruesome manner. It's very unfortunate, and this is Nigeria for you. When you see the picture, you will marvel. You won't be able to eat. Honestly, it is very devastating, and these are the 1 out of millions of victims of Fulani militias. How long shall we continue to tolerate this? What kind of society is this? Where children has no right to live. You can't imagine. Somebody sent me this video. Just take a look at how children were butchered. Children, innocent as these children. What crime did they commit? If it's an adult, I would say, well, I don't mean that adults also deserve such level of cruelty. But extending it to children shows the level of bitterness, the level of, wickedness in the heart of this man.
But the governors in the southeast are seeing all these things.
It's very unfortunate. I don't know if they are really seeing it, or they have been blinded by the euphoria or excitement of governing or whatever is it. They are benefiting from that, leaving their own people at the mercy of these invaders or land grabbers. Is very unfortunate. And
where did this happen?
the United Nations are within the Enugu axis, between the boundary of Nsukka and Kogi, is very unfortunate, and these things should not be allowed. It is barbaric, and I think the United Nations are seeing all these things, and I wouldn't leave it to them, because we as a people has the right to protect ourselves. Is a gift from nature, from God Almighty, the life, the right to live. So I don't see any reason why individuals or group of persons will usurp our fundamental right of existence.
Okay.
It's very cruel and unimaginable. The height of impunity and atrocity tolerated within the Nigerian state.
Lockdown in the southeast prior to Buhari's visits. There's total lockdown, especially in Ebonyi State. They are demanding the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Let me get your position on that.
Well, that is from the desk of IPOB, right? Yeah. Well, if they deem it necessary that that is the only way, by IPOB you mean the indigenous people of Biafra, which of course do not only involve the Igbos. When you talk about the indigenous people, it cuts across the Isobos, Isokos, Sekiris, Ijos, and the other tribes within this Odistan region. So what informed this position by the IPOB? Because of decades of negligence and deprivation, marginalization. You see, of recent, you saw the governor of Kaduna State made emphatic assertion, public declaration that the military, Nigerian military, are the ones fueling the insecurity. You heard it. We discussed it here. And you think that you can dismiss such an allegation with levity. He knew what he's saying. That Nigerian military are the people fueling the crisis, the killings. You've had cases where they exchange their guns for money, they exchange their uniforms for money. So why do you find it difficult to believe that, of course, the killings in the southeast are being perpetrated, orchestrated by the same military that, of course, Erufai alleged to have disrupted the peace of Kaduna State? All in the name, in the bid to give the IPOB a bad name in order to kill them. So if sit at home is a civil approach, that clearly justifies the IPOB that they are not violent prone. They said, if you are part of us, just sit at home as a way of expressing your grievances and let the world watch that you are not happy with this system. The system that is bent at killing us, exterminating us. This is just genocide. If such children, over 11 of them, could be massacred in such brutal manner, then what are you talking? Isn't that genocide? These are an intentional and deliberate and sponsored attempt by a particular region to exterminate. Of course, it might not be far from what Buhari admitted, that the Southeasterners are just a dot in a cycle, and whatever it takes to exterminate them or wipe them out of the cycle, he will not hesitate in doing that. You could not be surprised that the federal government is the one sponsoring all this killing. Otherwise, they should make their argument, because they were saddled with the responsibility of protecting life and property. And when they fell in such primary responsibility, which do you hold accountable for the death of these children in a more gruesome and unimaginable manner? You see, so what informed the position of IPOB is because they are no longer happy, because of their existence is being, they are the risk of being extinct. They are at the risk of being exterminated. So if any way they can push their own complaint or grievances to the government, unfortunately, we don't have a government that listens.
Okay, we
have a government that said that he's only for those who voted for him. and he has been playing out this for the past 7 years, neglecting other regions because he feels that they never voted for
The
him.
United Nations Secretary General visited the nation on Monday and also visited the president. And this is what the president told him about the bandits and the terrorists. It is stupid to kill in Allah's name, says Buhari. And now, after everything, the Secretary General now promised that Nigeria will get $321 million humanitarian aid in response.
That is madness. That is absolute madness. You don't drag Allah into this mess. You don't drag Allah into this mess. Allah has nothing to do with the crisis rocking the Nigerian state. Buhari should take responsibility. The dispensation of Buhari and Osibanjo should take responsibility for their failure. So it is about humanity. It is about governance. Of course, they took an oath of allegiance to protect life and property of the supposed citizens. So why should they involve Allah in this respect? Religion is not a problem, but oftentimes they exploit that, of course, to deceive the gullible ones. This is absolute misgovernance, the incapacitated. He lacked the competence and leadership, of course, pedigree of quality to lead the country to a progressive and prosperous nation. Unfortunately,
why is he giving
Buhari is the problem.
$300 million? Why would, if they see that he's incapacitated or he's not capable, why the $351 million?
That is misplacement of priority. The UN should know better what is happening. They should have studied the antecedents within the 7 years and know the truth. So giving him 300 is just like throwing a precious jewelry inside an ocean. You see, it's just that just like wearing precious perfumes on the swine. It's a waste.
Okay.
Are you giving him to invest in we don't have infrastructure, we don't our schools are in deplorable states. The healthcare facilities are empty. So what do you think if he have not made judicious use of other loan grants from foreign countries? So this one will also sink, will also disappear, end up in the coffers of Buhari's and his oddlies. It's very unfortunate. It's a waste.
Okay.
It's a waste of resources, and unfortunately, that does not justify the killings across the east, north, south, and west.
Okay.
And how long will this be sustained?
Oh, Shomole, Fayemi, Akpabio, Badaru, all that, they joined the presidential race. What are they taking this for? Is it a child's play?
It is not a child's play. They are driven by their own selfishness and their greed. They understood what it takes, of course, what it means to have absolute power, to have all the instruments of the state at your disposal. You see, the president is seen as the Almighty. He controls virtually everything. And we want to favor any region he deemed necessary. Just as in this case, a man who presided as the president, grand commander of chief or whatever, chief of robbers in armed forces, as the petroleum minister. What do you think? These are the mainstream of our economy is at their disposal. So that is what they are all clamoring for, to have a grip and control of. Nothing else. They don't have the interest of the people at heart. That is why we are not going to allow this system to continue. Okay. See, of course, a referendum should be called. That is the only way to stop the incessant and incessant and flagrant abuse of our fundamental rights.
Okay, what you just said, the UN humanitarian aid is a misplaced priority.
It's a misplaced priority. What the UN should have done first is to nip this crisis at the board and the marshal out. Let them dig deep and understand what is the root cause of this crisis and govern the entire nation, not just particular region. The Southeast is there. The Southwest, of course, you see what is happening. That's underreported. You see the Northeast, Northwest. I mean, even the North Central. No part of this country is left. You see, it's free. So you should call for an organized, and supervise a referendum. That is the only way to discuss the continued existence as of the people of nationalities within this consortium. We should have known before now that what is fueling this is injustice, imbalance, and the inequitable distribution of our commonwealth. And where some people feel they are born to rule. And of course, with all these issues unaddressed, the tempo of insecurity will be sustained.
Thank you very much.
It's very unfortunate, and we must continue and hold the UN accountable for allowing humanity to be brought to its lowest ebb, where children have lost their life. Where are the United Nations children protection rights? You see, they are watching humanity being killed, butchered, and martyred in such a gruesome and devastating manner. My wife saw this picture and was traumatized. You can understand the gravity of that. We are children, innocent children. We are butchered and massacred within the Nigerian territory, and you are still supporting and calling for election.
Okay.
What a shame.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie. I have Mr. Matthew. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. Okay. Mr. Matthew, good morning. Let's take a look at the many presidential aspirants that are coming out. What do you think?
Thank you for having me. Matthew is the name. What I think is that they want to be relevant in 2023. What I think is that they understood the philosophy of you have to be available to be an alternative. Because that's what played out in Kogi State when the leading candidate of APC died before the declaration of the results. And when they needed to look for an alternative, because Yahya Bello was available, he became the alternative. And again, you see, it will come to a point where whether APC or PDP, they will start looking for a middle ground. They start looking for consensus. They start looking for engagement, negotiation, discussion, where they will be calling all the aspirants. For somebody who have invested 100 million and 40 million at the case
an investment.
They are investing. That is what they are doing in Nigeria. For somebody who have invested 100 million or 40 million at the case may be, whether it is your PDP, he's already a stakeholder at that level. So by the time they start discussing region by region, how do we have a common front? Once you are an aspirant, you'll be on that table. And if you're on that table, you are on the table where they are discussing who gets what already. If it virtually turned out that your party produced the president, you would have been on the platform where they negotiated for position. Don't forget that politics is the madness of many for the benefit of few. So they will find themselves among that few that will benefit. So they're already looking forward to political appointments, how to position themselves in the forthcoming regime. And again, some that have taken the nomination form and expression of interest in the process of negotiation. Ordinarily, perhaps they know that they may not be able to get the governorship ticket of their states or even the senatorial position. Haven't been on the table of that negotiation or the presidential aspirants. They can say, okay, you go for governor. And perhaps the person who was trying to go for governor, the other person to step down for you. So they are using it to negotiate, not that they are all serious. If you look at what determines who win an election in Nigeria, you see that it's not just enough to pay 40 million or 100 million as the case may be. Unfortunately, we are discussing APC and PDP. We are looking at what shaped Nigerian election. Resources in terms of money is a major determinant. Because when you get to the primary, you see how they will dole out money. If you don't have deep pockets, you cannot compete at that level. Then, if you look at like Southwest, you will see that most APC aspirants, majority of them are from the Southwest. And that may jeopardize the interest of perhaps a Turumbu. So that is why they want to be on that table of negotiation. So that when they are talking about who, from what we are made to understand, Tunde Bakare is going to throw his hat in the ring. Oshomole's hat is already in the ring. Akpabio will likely throw his hat in the ring. Fayemi has thrown his hat in the ring. You see, the list is unending. And though they say the more the merrier, but from what we are seeing, it's not about the more the merrier. Because all the crop of politicians in APC and PDP that are part and parcel of all the former governments, whether when PDP was in government, whether now that the APC is in government. So I don't know the new thing they want to give us other than what we have. Because the ones that is not privileged to be serving in this current government, they are close ally of Mr. President. Think of it. Jagaban, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, is a close ally, the national leader of APC. And he has unfettered access to Mr. President. So all these promises they are making, all these are strategy, their manifesto. Does it mean they don't want Buhari to succeed? Why did they not go to him to sell it to him in order to make his government a success? So that's why I don't know what they want to do differently. Collectively, they brought us to this other state. So I don't know what they want to do differently. Even the one that calls himself Amechi, the one that calls himself, what is his name? Umahi. Even the PDP one, what is his name? P2B. They are all part of Nigerian system since the inception of the national democracy. So I don't know what they want to do differently. That's why it's unfortunate that we are not seeing a different platform that will throw up a youth that have the acumen, both managerial, political, and otherwise, to steer the ship of Nigeria out of this quagmire. As we speak, Nigerian ship of nation have been run aground. Okay. You need a good sailor to sail it out.
A good sailor?
Yes, to sail it out of that position.
What qualities must that sailor have?
The sailor must have the quality of good leadership, economic background, international relations, and somebody who is a nationalist, not a tribal bigot, not a religious bigot, like what we are seeing currently. Because if you look at it, the government we are running now is like a government of the Fulani.
It's like a government
of the Fulani. Yeah, because the Fulani dominates every relevant position in this country currently. If you look at the statement that came from Akintoye to Anthony Guterres, the Secretary General of UN, you know, he visited Nigeria, that the man should visit the theaters of war, all the theaters of operation, rather than relying on what Mr. President is telling him. This is a Nigerian, a respected Nigerian who won the war to know what is happening in the field. He encouraged the Secretary General to go to Borno himself, to go to Benue himself, to go to Katsina himself, even the home state of Mr. President, to go to Niger, to go to Kaduna, to go to Zamfara, to go to Niger Delta, and see for yourself, not just giving money to somebody who will misappropriate it. All the budgetary allocation, all the money they have been borrowing, they have been misappropriating it. So if you give them subvention, if you give them donation, they are equally going to misappropriate it. That is the truth. If they can tell us that we are consuming 70 million liters of PMS a day, what tells you that they will not misappropriate any money that enters their hand? And it's unfortunate.
The impression given, in quote, to the Secretary General of the United Nations it may be different.
But that's not the reality on ground. That is why it would have been good if the Secretary General can visit all the theaters of war, crisis in this country. Because, you know, how do you expect Mr. President to paint his government in bad light? He will not. He will project it as the best. He will project it as if he's doing his best. And the way it is, even the area he may seem to be doing his best is not good enough. Because there are instances where he tried to do one or two good things, but he didn't sustain it. Take, for instance, the issue of instability politically in the Southeast. There was a time he was trying to pay Nigerian Biafran soldiers who fought on the line of Biafra during Nigerian Civil War. He was trying to pay them compensation. At that same time, he gave the son of Ojukwu, he made the son of Ojukwu the Secretary General of Human Rights Commission. So those were right steps in the right direction. But he didn't sustain it. As we speak, the security positions in Nigeria, the security, like from the position of the National Security Advisor to the lead position, there's no Igbo man. And you say in Nigeria, there's federal character entrenched in the constitution, and it says that if you give a position, they have to reflect geographical spread.
And there's an argument made by the Minister of Labour Ngige that every section of the country, every state is represented at the federal level.
What do you expect him to say? He must try to pacify his paymaster. I'm not surprised.
Is it a wrong statement?
It's wrong by our standards.
Every state
going by
has
the constitution. Going by the constitution is wrong. I challenge you, Mr. Christian, name what Igbo man that is occupying from National Security Advisor to Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Air Staff. No, ministers, the hand of Mr. President is tied by the constitution. Because the constitution says that if you give a ministerial position, each state must be represented. Yeah. That best explain the reason you see the ministries overbloated. We have about 42 ministries. So, if you are given that position and you are excluding any state, you are running for the constitution. It's a negation of the constitution. So, to that extent, he's not doing anybody any favor if he gives ministerial position to all the states, because the constitution ties his hand in that regard. Then, when you give another position, it more reflects geographical spread. Don't forget that in the bid for the South to wait for the North, that is what led to introduction of quota system and federal character. Now, Mr. President is choosing and picking the constitutional provision to comply with in the application of his responsibilities. Some have said that
$321 million is needed at this point in time for humanitarian support for IDPs.
Humanitarian support, will it get to the people that need it? Is it not in this country we are made to understand that under lockdown, that government expended so much billions on feeding school children that were supposed to be in their houses? The problem is not giving out the money. The problem is, will it get to the people that need it? If you look at the budgetary allocation of Nigeria, is enough to turn things around in terms of infrastructural development. But how often do you see infrastructural development going on in Nigeria? You don't see it because it ends up in private pockets. Is it not on record that a lobbying firm from America wrote to Nigerian government under this current administration that they should hire them to trace funds stashed in American banks by Nigerian politicians, especially during Jonathan regime, during Jonathan tenure? As we speak, the money runs into 60-something billion US dollar. And a particular case in hand is traced to the former National Security Advisor, Azazi, about $9 billion US dollar or so.
Okay. Now,
so what with the money, the problem is the money will not be judiciously used. That's just the problem.
Okay, let's take a look at the lockdown in the southeast. The streets are empty in Ebonyi State prior to the president's visit today.
You see, there is nothing you cannot compare people to come out if they decide. It's a different ballgame to say the reason behind the lockdown. But if as an individual you buy into an ideology and you say you are not participating in an event, it is within your right, because the constitution says you have your freedom of movement, and you decide not to exercise it, that you remain indoor. You have not run foul of any section of the constitution. But what it tells us is, it makes us see a government that have lost touch with the people. You see a disconnect between the government and the governed. You see a situation where people are resorting to civil disobedience, because as we speak, the government of that state is not willing, is not telling people to stay at home. And you have what the government would call non-state actors asking people to stay at home and obeying. It tells you that the government is failing. There's no truth about it. Don't forget that even Campbell, the former American ambassador to Nigeria, wrote a book where he said that Nigeria is a failed state, because all the indices that point to a failed state are being seen in Nigeria. So the government need to go back to the drawing board to see how they can address all these issues. Until you address it for the epicenter of it, you are not in any way close to the solution. Whether we like it or not, Nnamdi Kanu is a factor in Nigerian projects. You cannot take that away. So if you must discuss Nigerian unity, if you must discuss Nigerian disintegration, if you must discuss Nigeria whatever way you want to say it, and you have peace, you must involve Nnamdi Kanu.
I hope the president does not work on empty streets in Ebonyi State.
That will even send a signal to him that he is not popular in that environment. Because people are not happy with his policies. People are not happy with his approach to governance. As we speak, look at the economic situation. Look at how the hurrying went to open about 4 borders because we are talking about election, to placate the people. Because they want to vote. They want vote. After vote, they will shut it again. So if he comes there and he didn't see anybody on the street, it will send message to him and to the world that he's not popular, that his government is against the people. That is the simple message.
Like what happened in Imo State, they might get some people to come together.
You see, no matter the number you try to rent, they cannot make out the number that will give the atmosphere, the much needed coloration of a presidential visit. Because human being, do you know what it means to say the whole state, people desert it? It's not just the venue. Normally in a country where things are working, if the president is to visit Oba from Berger, you see people standing on the 2 sides of the road, waving flag, welcoming him. At will, not because they are paid, not because they are motivated in deals with money. But you seldom see that in here because Mr. President have lost touch with the people. And he's full of himself. He's not ready to do anything. As we speak, you have about 60-something officially from government figure, 60-something person in captivity as a result of the train attack. And the president is going to Ebonyi State. The family and relative of the people who are involved, the local government where they come from, would they be happy to go and welcome Mr. President?
Okay,
or even the alleged killing by Fulani herdsmen, people who are involved in that locality vicinity, would they be happy to go and welcome Mr. President? When there is a thinking that Mr. President is deliberately not addressing it because his people are involved.
Okay, lastly, let's look at the exchange of the abductees of the Kaduna train attack with terrorists. How do you look at it?
It's the right thing to do.
To exchange with... Yeah.
It's the best thing to do in this scenario. America negotiates, Britain negotiates, Germany negotiates. When it comes to this level, it is the right thing to do. One, we do not have what it takes to rescue those people. Are you not saying we should sacrifice them and let them be killed for only sin they committed is for using Nigerian railway? So for me, since we do not have what it takes to go for a rescue operation successfully, and it behoves on the government to protect life and property, and they have faith, the right thing to do, if the terrorists are not willing to take ransom, and what they need is exchange, trade by barter, exchange of some of their detained leaders in government facilities, detention facilities, they should do it and get those innocent Nigerians released from the captivity of the terrorists. Thereafter, you go offensive against them. For me, it's the right way to go.
Another attack, 9 killed, many missing as ISWAP attacks Chibok.
It will continue until you address it. Because the government is only romancing it. They are not addressing it. Like what Tunaja was saying the other day, talking about number. The other day we had discussion, that global webinar. He was talking about the military strength, the number. And I told him that in Nigeria, the number is necessary in some areas, in conventional warfare. But the situation we have at hand is not a conventional warfare. It's a guerrilla warfare where the smaller, the weaker part is advantageous because they come at will, look for soft target, hit it, and go back to hibernate in their hideout. And their interest is to make a point, is to disgrace you, is to humiliate you. And that they are doing and achieving it. So when you have such a situation in your hand, you deploy technology, you deploy strategy, actionable intelligence, actionable and timely intelligence that is useful. And all this we are not doing. Why I say we are not doing it is, look at the National Security Advisor Mungunu the other day. He said that the part of the problem is, one, that the technology to fight insurgency is expensive. I think that story is better for things by moonlight. Because in the same Nigeria, the federal government would do $1 billion to fight insurgency. Out of which about 459 million US dollar was used to buy those Tucano jets. Are you telling me that even $200 million is not enough to acquire technology to trail and track down terrorists? So why would the national advisor, security advisor, be telling us that paucity of funds is a challenge in acquiring the necessary technology? Ordinary 3 billion naira is what was required to buy the surveillance needed in that Abuja Kaduna train. A proposal that the FEC turned down before the attack. So it's a matter of priority. It's a matter of doing the right thing.
Okay, the priority of our leaders now is just the election.
It's the election. And they're not interested in safety of Nigerians. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Priority on priority. Good morning, Mr. Kule.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. Keep the good work going on. We really appreciate you. I really appreciate the viewers too. That fighting, monitoring the Nigerian maladministration from the diaspora, because everyone wants a change in this country, so that even everyone who wants to come back home, you know you are coming to a safe home. But is the home safe now? Now, so the home needs to be divided so that we can package ourselves in our different safe home, not this generality of crisis we are seeing here now. So it can't work that way. This country as it is, we need to change the narrative. All the same things we've been doing all over. The country cannot work without a renewed constitution or separation of power, separation of regional system. Yeah, that's just what I mean. So regional system will make this country work better. It has worked before and it can still work.
The priority of our politicians now is about the elections. We find out that we have people adopted in terrorist death. We have hunger, we have attacks, we have death. What do you think?
Now, thank you very much. The list is increasing. Now, 100 million for interest fund for APC, 40 million for PDP. Why that one came to 40 million was they were not in power. I didn't believe they were in power and they were still particular of the largest, the goodies of this country, like this one in government are enjoying now. I'm sure they must have raised their own nomination fund to 100 million too. But they've lost power for a while. So majority of them are broke. So where I'm going now, all those one coming out now that they want to be presidents. We in Nigeria, we need to be asking questions. And some people have started asking questions. The labor and the trade union, they started asking questions. That you, Mr. Labor, Minister of Labor, explain how you come about 100 million that you paid for nomination funds. We need to generalize that question. I'm telling you, see that it's not only the labor. They are saying labor because it's the sector that is affecting them. Now, all of them, I think if it's the same country, EFCC must have been inviting them one by one. Where did you source this money from? They have an institution called Code of Conduct Bureau, which will assess your what?
Code of Conduct Tribunal.
No, Bureau. Then if you now failed, if you fail the law, they will now transfer you to Code of Conduct Tribunal. That's how it works. Now, what are those people doing now? They know assets these people declare when they were about to be minister, when they were about to be governor, when they were about to, where are they saying on this 100 million? All of them are dropping. How much is the vice president's salary? It's just 1.2 million every month. 1.2 million. Let's just talk with some miscellaneous funds that they get, like entertainment, all those things. It's only this country I will hear that they are budgeting almost 4 billion for entertainment, for tea and all those things. For the budget billions for cutlery, the budget billions for Aso Rock, this thing. Now newspapers. So the people that need to wake up, that the boss slept because they are particular of all these goodies. This politicians are spending. They are being bribed. The Code of Conduct Bureau was supposed to be inactive. It's supposed to be inactive now and probe all those presidential candidates. Where are they seeing this money? And we are saying Nigeria, people are suffering in the country, and people are picking up form of 100 million, and that 100 million is just a token. It's just a token because they will still go around all the 36 states to spend. So when you spend, when you equate all these funds they will spend for them to even campaign on all the 36 states, you'll be talking of billions upon billions of naira. Where did they see this money? How many of them were billionaires before they came into government? How many of them? We not all know their worth. You see, you steal the money when you join politics. You join from lower cadre. Maybe you are a lawyer, you are an engineer. You are not too doing well, but due to your affiliation with the candidates that want to be governor, candidates that want to be senator, candidates that want to be, they push money into your hand, then you start climbing the ladder of corruption, stealing. You get to the governor, you acquired, accumulate wealth. You accumulate our commonwealth. Commonwealth. For us, is you don't know which money are they spending? Is the money coming from sky, or is the money coming? Is your commonwealth the money they supposed? Okay, imagine a governor, least paid governor on security votes is 600 million. Monthly allocation 600 million. So multiply 600 million in a year. In a year, talking of about 7 billion naira or 8 billion naira. If I don't get the calculation right, I just approximately 5 billion, 600 million in a year. 10 months is 6 billion. So what we say, 7.2 billion naira, my brother. That is what is going to government, governor's pocket every year. In a month, least paid get 600 million security votes. So, and is there any secure? Are we really secured? No, we are not. So to me,
are you saying we are not secure?
We are not. Are you?
UN came to Nigeria.
Yeah, he came. He came around. Yeah, he met the president.
And he pledged $301 million for humanitarian aid.
They pledged it for humanitarian aid. Do you think that money will get to the down-rooted, suffering Nigerian that the money they're supposed to spend the money on, right? And the UN guy, that Secretary General that came, he came purposely to lay, what's it called? To sympathize with the, the UN building, the bomb in 2015. Yeah. And he was telling our president that he has not seen any changes since then. There's nothing has changed about the terrorism that is going on in this country, about the terrorists that are invading this country, that if you don't take time, it will result to is even getting nearer to war. War. He told him, go and look at the speech, that if the president does not take time, the way things are going now, because there has been no changes since they bombed the UN. Imagine, wow, this country is just finished. It's a finished entity. So we don't even need to be, now it's left for us to do the needful. They say is the population, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now it is government of the rulers, not even leaders, because a leader leads by example, and a leader always sets, a quality example or quality agenda that the followers will follow. But these are rulers we have here. It's what they want. You have to follow them.
If you say Buhari is not the leader, why would Osinbajo say he wants to follow the footsteps of Buhari?
He's on his own. Osinbajo is on his own. It's only him that understands the footsteps he's following. Me, I don't understand any footsteps that has been on ground that one has to, step on and, to actualize the dream. I don't know any footsteps these people have embarked on now. No footstep. It's just been the footstep is idle. No movement. You have to want to take a step. You take one step front. You take 20 backwards. Is that a progress? No, that's not progress. So we need to get our bearings. The Constitution. You see, no president will come to this country and do anything good. If you like, go and bring saints. Yes. Out of those presidential candidates, because the structure is
because we have many people joining now. Let's look at the Fayemi,
Oshomole. Imagine. So presidential seat of Nigeria has turned to jack of all trades. So we too, if we can get a dummy check, we can go and I mean, we can enter the race likewise.
No, I need a laptop. I don't need.
You need a laptop.
Laptop.
As you need a laptop
I need a laptop.
to join the presidential race.
That's not my priority.
It should be.
It is their priority.
It should know.
If I have that kind of money,
they are going somewhere, and we have to go along with them. All of them are coming out. We the youth too. We march down. We too. We want to be president. So let everybody now find their way, because that presidency all of them are clamoring for will bring the stabilization of this country. Because some people will lose the election, they will start recruiting terrorists again to come and make the country ungovernable. That's be all their agendas. We know somebody that said that years ago, that if they do not give him presidency, it will make the country ungovernable. We know the person, and the person right now is among the power, order now, right now. So let me leave that for my, because
okay.
We know all that.
Buhari is due to visit Ebonyi State today. I looked at the sit at home. Every year was deserted.
What is he going to do in Ebonyi State?
Commission road.
Why has he not visited Imo? That there is crisis there.
No, he visited one time like that.
He visited for what? For commission, to commission project. Why not go as a president of the country and see how we can listen to these people? They are yearning because of the one issue. And a good father will even listen to his children. That what is the problem? One-on-one talk. Jojo, Obasanjo did that with the Niger Delta. He went to Port Harcourt. He assembled every one of them. What's the problem? And what's the way forward? Those are the people we can call leader. Leader. Those are the people you can call leader. Listening to their yearning. What's the problem? What can I do? How do we solve? At times I call my children around. What do you think? What's the problem? Let us see how we can solve it. And they talk to me as friend, not as a father. I tell them, open your mind to me. I'm your father. I'm your friend. There's a way you treat someone, and someone will key into your, But the people you are marginalizing, the people you are treating anyhow, how do you expect them to be loyal or to even want to see your face? That's just it. That's just it. There's nepotism in this country already. Serious nepotism. So we don't need such thing. It's too late for anybody to amend the jargons that they've created. It's too late.
But from what I'm seeing, it seems that there's a cooperation against the president.
In the East?
Yes.
It's part of what I'm telling you now. When you have 3 children, you take care of 2, you neglected 1. Would that 3rd one would be hostile to you? Say, you don't like me, you are not my father. We disown you now. We disown you. When you have 3 children, you're taking only your own biological, or you are taking your own, I don't know how I can even put it now. You're taking care of your own people. Your Aboriginal people alone. You abandon the other, family that are still your family, but you neglected. You are saying they are not your family. And you see the problem now, the money now, the UN brought to this country for humanitarian. You will be shocked that they will see part of the money will go to amnesty for this mad ragtag bandits that are causing havoc in this country. They will tell them they want to rehabilitate.
There's a recent swap of the
swap. I want this. There's swap everywhere. American swap. There's prisoners of war too. You swap just to get your citizen back. That's able to show that you care. I think they've been doing this, and it's like carrot and stick. Carrot and stick. When you swap, prisoners of war, you swap them, then you get your citizen back. Then you prepare for serious tactical invasion of this so-called bandits, or what they call them. I call them terrorists. I call them terrorists because they once said that Nigeria is the 3rd dangerous country to visit, or 2nd after Afghanistan. They rated us with Afghanistan, Syria, and all those countries. So what are we now saying? It's good because a life of innocent citizens, they will say, is more valuable than the life of bandits that sign his death warrant inside his tomb, his mother's tomb, because they don't care for life.
Okay.
And people that care for life, bring them out.
What's the solution to Nigeria?
I've told you several times. There is no.
Maybe you have changed your mind.
I've never changed my mind. the constitution on ground is a faulty constitution. It's a scam constitution. I told you it was a prostitute, Flora Lugard girlfriend. That's Lord Lugard girlfriend that, you know, bind us together. You know, they were just in a restaurant having fun, and she just suggested, they were deliberating, what name should we give these people? Niger area. You know, and when the foundation is rotting, the house cannot stand. So nothing can happen that will change this country if you don't go back to the constitution, rewrite the constitution, how everybody will operate the regional system. We submit our proposals, each region submit their proposals, and this is what we want, and we can stand on it, that this is what we want. We are tired of the so-called amalgamation. We are tired of the so-called unification because it's not working. The Panadol, that's what I keep telling you, the Panadol that will cure the headache of this country, I don't think it's in the market. No pharmacy has it. No global pharmacy has it for now. It's a serious problem now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Otumba Kunle. Okay, let me, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mr. Lanre, Kunle's number is 080-7991-2027. 080-7991-2027. Thank you very much, Mr. Lanre. I have
Raf Tresvant, Raphael Mbochikwe.
What's happening?
Good morning, Christian. Everything is good. You can see it. I'm having my face cap on. If you look at what is neatly printed on it, Gambia. Because why? Gambia is growing. Are you listening to me? And even Nigeria is growing. We are getting it right here.
Proud of it.
I will be proud of green, white, green. Do you understand? So, good morning, diaspora Nigerians. I'm greeting all of you. From the first person to the last person, if I start naming you, giving you names, Christian will run out of time. But if you allow me, I have all of you in my brain. Which is why I'm saying to somebody like Kano Abuba, good morning, sir. Emmanuel Green, good morning, sir. Udami Yang, good morning. Kazim, my friend, Akim, my friend that lives in Israel, good morning. Kazim, in Texas, good morning. All of you, Obire, morning.
Okay.
I'm thanking you, Onochie from Anambra State, from the same community with me. He's a very great guy from Obunike. Yes, some of you that I don't remember your name, don't vex. Okechukwu Eze. Don't be annoyed with me. Raf in Italy, Raf in the UK.
Buhari,
all of you
Buhari is visiting Ebonyi State today. Come and see the lockdown.
Whoa, man, the whole Southeast is down. Do you know what? One Ebonyi State guy marveled me. He puzzled me. He made me, astonished.
Astonished.
Yes, astonished. He astounded me. Because why? He is doing his business here. This guy is observing lockdown in Lagos. He doesn't go to market every Sunday and Tuesday. He shocked me. The shop, I won't tell you the location for security reasons. Obonaya is his name. I went to Obonaya's shop on Monday. He wasn't around. Second day, he wasn't. Then I met the girl opposite her shop. I said, where is Obonaya? He said, oh, didn't you know that your brother is observing sit at home? He's not. He will not be coming the next day, which is the tomorrow, that day. I said, what? Yesterday, I visited Obonaya. I was laughing. He said, Rap. But I told you that the only savior that Jesus Christ has sent to the Igbos is in Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah. He said he's respecting Nnamdi Kanu, that he's always observing sit at home in Lagos here. Meanwhile, what God did yesterday that shocked me was that when I entered the boutique would be around that kind 20 square meters. 10 meters length, 2 meters width, or 5 meters length, 4 meters width. Customers were waiting, line up. The market, the business this guy failed to what? To do. Those 2 days, he sat back home.
Fired up.
Thank you. Everything, what manifested yesterday. The whole customers were waiting, he was serving them. Let me tell you, people of Ebonyi State are IPOBs. People of the whole 5 regions, states, people of the whole 5 states in the southeast are IPOB. But let me tell you, Ebonyi people, they are doing their best, irrespective of the fact that they are the northern Igbos. They are the Igbos that in the north, because they are sharing boundary with Kogi, Benue State, Enugu. I think understand. Other states, you understand. Let me tell you, they are trying. So, Buhari is visiting Malam Omar. Oh, sorry, not Malam Omar. Daudo Omar. No, not Daudo Omar. Dave Omahe. Because Daudu should be David in Islam. Muslims. Islamic name for David is Daudu. Omahe Omaru. So he's going there to what? Receive another chieftaincy title. In his right, just right, like the other one they gave him 2017 was Okechukwu Ndi Igbo. Okechukwu nyere Ndi Igbo Ajoke Okejolunjo bad chair, bad blessing. Okechukwu okay. What you receive from God, Okechukwu, that title they gave Buhari is a very bad okay. It's not Okechukwu. Okay, Kwensu. Okay, Kwensu nyere Ndi Igbo one of Igbo land. He's visiting again. Maybe they are going to give him one of Igbo, but not this kind of particular moon. That very particular moon might be the moon from Jupiter, not the moon that is orbiting the earth. It should be a different moon. One of Dave Umahi family, David Umahi's family, not Igbo land. He's going there. I think understand. He has many security apparatus fighting Boko Haram. He has over many security apparatus, soldiers, police, fighting Igbo youths, tagging all the Igbo youths in the southeastern Nigeria terrorist group. So, a terrorist governor is welcoming Muhammad Buhari to Ebonyi State today because all of us were terrorists. If Buhari could tag IPOB terrorist, it means I'm a terrorist, you are a terrorist, you are a terrorist. Omar is a terrorist. Governor Obi is a terrorist. Soludo is a terrorist. You useless, nonsensical sense of nonsense country. A Malami that has not passed, has not graduated as what? A lawyer, competent lawyer, but just a Sharia lawyer, Islamic lawyer, is proscribing Igbo people terrorist group. So he allowed Buhari to visit let me tell you, terror-stricken region, like Ebonyi State. I don't know what these IPOB guys are doing. I don't know what ESN are doing, because once you tag me and a terror person, I will begin to act one anytime I see you. I will show you how a terrorist should be. Yes, they should not allow him to go home. I'm saying that because he's visiting a terror region, terrorists, a terrorist-controlled region, terrorist-controlled southeastern Nigeria.
IPOB have said they are not terrorists.
Okay, they are saying they are not, but the whole world is saying it. Ask me why. Why did Antonio Guterres of Portugal visited us yesterday, the former Portuguese Prime Minister, who is currently United Nations Secretary General? Why? He came to visit Buhari on what ground? He has not said anything about what is happening to the people of Southeast region of this country. He came here to collect money. He came here with second man to collect money. But let me tell you, the secretary to United Nations Secretary General, open your ear. The secretary to the Secretary General of the United Nations is Aisha Mohammed, a Fulani, a Nigerian, as white as Antonio Guterres' wife, as yellow in complexion as Antonio Guterres' wife. Aisha Mohammed is the reason why Biafran's agitation, Biafran's sufferings of the people in that land have not been made known to United Nations, NATO, all of them. Platform that controls the world. Aisha Mohammed, a Fulani from Fulani extraction, has never made an effort to tell Antonio Guterres that Nigerian soldiers are shooting and killing, maiming innocent youth in the southeastern Nigeria. They came visiting yesterday. I didn't understand. As they were going, Nigerian government loaded the pocket of Antonio Guterres with dollars. Bribe.
I thought,
yes,
I thought the union pledged $321 million
to give Nigeria
aid, yes.
Okay, to fight terrorists.
$321 million more support humanitarian.
Jesus Christ, these $321 million are going to private posts. I wonder how much that will go to the chief of army staff. I wonder how much that Ochibanjo and Buhari will share at the office of Asorok. That $321 million whatever support they are pledging are going to private passes, accounts. $321 million, my food. They block their ear because of Aisha Mohammed. Aisha Mohammed is trying to play a role of what? a Fulani rep in the United Nations organization. They will never do the needful. As far as Aisha Mohammed remains secretary to the United Nations Secretary General, our cries will never get to their ears. We will be crying and crying. Let me tell you, there will be a time our tears will turn to what? Rivers. What? Even sinking us. We are going to be what? Drowning.
Okay.
Drowning in the river of our tears. Because no matter how we weep, we will be weeping and weeping until what? Our eyes rain in flood. That is enough to contain the Holy Igbo people. And thereby drowning all of us. Nobody will hear us because Aisha Mohammed is there.
Will this sit at home send a message?
Thank you. Sit at home is going to send a lot of dangerous message to Buhari. It sent a lot of dangerous message to Buhari during the first sit at home when he visited Imo State. When Buhari landed in the southeastern Nigeria, he started shivering to the extent that he cut his visit so short, not up to 30 minutes. Not up to 30 minutes. Because at Imo State House, if Buhari listens, he could not even hear the natures talking, birds singing, because everywhere was what? Like graveyard. Silent as graveyard. The whole southeastern Nigeria is always as silent as a graveyard each and every time IPOB observe sit at home. Buhari is receiving the message now. No bird of the air is flying across the sky because even the avians, they are very, very frightened. They are afraid of that land. Why is the land so calm? As if everywhere has become graveyard. Although we know because Nigerian military have been shooting and shooting and shooting innocent youth, killing them secretly. The Abia men, Imo men, Igbo boys in Anambra, everywhere. Is the Ebonyi State left out? Fulani herdsmen they killed from Kogi axis of Ebonyi State. Children, nursing mothers, farmers, they cut them into pieces. Was it not last week? If not this week. Had it been it was a non-government that shot 2 policemen, the whole papers, Western media, everywhere, television houses, they will be announcing it. Non-government has gone. But when police shot people from soldiers, shot people that just were, coming out from the church. That was last month. Nobody had it too. It was only the Roman Catholics from Vatican that made it known to the whole world that innocent worshippers were mowed down with plates by Nigerian soldiers. But the natures cannot write it. Punch, Lai, Ojo's Okanu's son, Champion Magazine, is it not who I am? What are you telling me? They can never write it on the front page of newspaper because they write what favors them. They cast newscasters in NTA, AIT, TVC, on TV, NTA, all. They are giving out newses to the people, information, fresh information to what suits the government of the day. They are not going to tell us that the government of the day, they are denying us all the social amenities, all the promises they give to people. They can never tell us that Buhari has, digressed from doing the needful. Buhari is transgressing what? Anger, annoyance.
Am I right?
Do you understand? To the Igbos, because of what happened to Tafawa Balewa in 1967. They said that Fulani, they cannot forgive. They cannot forget. That you remember this time that they visited this land from Senegambia. So they will never forget in a haste that one day, a day shall come, they will leave that land. Northern Nigeria, it belongs to the Hausas, Bari, Nupe.
Okay, let's look
They
at.
will go back to Futajalon Highland from where they come from. They say they don't forget. Why shouldn't they forget? They are fools because they don't read history. That's why they try out history from our own curriculum, both in the high tertiary institution, secondary school, and primary school. Nigerians are not reading history. The whole southern Nigeria, no matter how you go to school, no matter where you read in the Harvard, you went to school in Oxford, you are tons, you are a dollars, you are operating below your brain. Because Fulani is using your brain. I'm not inciting anybody. I'm telling the Southerners exactly who they are. Southerners are very careless of what is going on presently in Nigeria. Because of what they are benefiting from this present government, they don't want to come out and tell the outside world, look at what is happening until it is escalated to war. That is what the United Nations want to hear. When they see the heads of Igbo man on the streets, maybe the Fulani men, they will be playing ball with our heads. Fulani men will kill Yoruba people in their farms. They will make just of the heads of the farmers. That is when the United Nations will come out. Whoa, we are United Nations. They will start doing the needful. By then, blood has been flowing like flood on the street of Lagos, Ibadan, Enugu, Onitsha, Aba, Benin State. That is when NATO will come. That is when Aisha Mohammed will tell Antonio Guterres to come to Nigeria and stop what is happening here. What are you telling me?
Let's look at.
I'm not afraid of United Nations. Which country is united? Nobody is united in this world. Nobody. United Nations is for America. United Nations is for Britain. I'm talking to you. You United States, German, America, Australia, all of you are united. You have forgotten. You have turned your back on Africa. Africa is a dark continent. There's no light here. I'm saying it. They took
for the past 3 days, even here, there's no light.
There's no light. Yeah. Thank you for supporting me. We have been in absolute darkness for the past 4 days now. No light anywhere in Nigeria. They call it, what they call it? Power, whatever. Holding. Thank you, company. Are you listening? That is what we see here. You Nigerian, diaspora Nigerians, you enjoy 24 hours lights in Europe, in America, in Australia, in Asia, everywhere in the world. But come way back to Nigeria here, you use what? Atikpa, Utube, lamp, lantern, candle. You burn your fuel. You went to the police police station and bought fuel, either diesel. Within 3 hours, it's gone. We are dying in absolute silence, darkness in this part of the world. You Nigerian governors, ministers, presidents, vice presidents, you visit to Europe, you turn to angel. Immediately you landed on John Fitzgerald Kennedy Airport in America, you turn to Igbo. Foolish man. They will announce, and His Excellency, Governor of Imo State, in the person of Hope Ozodimba, is just alighted from the airplane. Americans will be, wow, governor. They don't know that he's a Lucifer killing his people in Imo State. He's a Lucifer supporting power, whatever they call it. He's a Lucifer who don't want his people to be. He's a thief that stole somebody's mandate given to him by his kinsmen. Let me tell you, I'm saying the truth. That is how you should be a Christian. If you don't have any question again,
I have another question.
I say something. Let me just.
Mr. Rab, calm down.
I'm annoyed every day I come here because that is my own temper. I don't like maybe. Oppression is what I hate in my life.
Okay, Oshomole Fayemi Akpabio. Everybody has joined the race, the presidential race.
Okay,
Oshomole Fayemi Akpabio.
Well, I'm laughing. You know the reason why? I know that the Ekiti State governor is someone I know that has been vying for that post. He has been eyeing that post for a very long time now. Then, to me, what makes me to be, opening my teeth like Christmas goats is because of what? Maybe I hear say or rumor that Adam Ochomole is about to rule Nigeria. He's aspiring to be one of Nigerian what? Presidents, maybe in the future. History will tell everybody. Come 2023, there will be many posters on the walls, streets of Lagos, Benin, Enugu, Port Harcourt. Everywhere their posters will be there. Different funny faces. Adam Ochomole, as he finished marrying the Cape Verde beauty whatever pageant queen, beauty queen from Cape Verde. Oh, he's vying to rule Nigeria. Oh my God, his antecedents. May we open his chapter to read out his antecedents to the whole world, to the Nigerian diaspora Nigerians, to indigenous Nigerians. Adam Ochomole is a prankster. Adam Ochomole is not going to get there. Under which platform? Political platform. APC. APC means many things. APC is a funny political party whereby everybody will come out to rule Nigeria. Under that platform, Adam Ochomole, how many feet is he? Our president in the future, if Adam wins, is going to below 4 feet. What a hilarious atmosphere that man is going to create in this country. Wait, if Adam Ochomole become Nigerian president, oh my God. Hey, democracy will suffer.
No, Tinubu say many presidential aspirants good for democracy.
They are good for communal democracy. Let me ask you why. Do you know why Tinubu is saying this? Jagaban is a smart man. He is going to pay Adam Ochemola. He's going to pay Fireman. He's going to pay all of them that are aspiring for that post.
Even Osibaju.
Thank you. They will join all their votes together and align with him. Tinubu will come out flying color with flying color. Let me tell you, it's a very, very wrong perception because we are waiting for them. Most of them will be disqualified because if you are not meet up with what it takes to be there, they are going to disqualify you. See, we allow Buhari to scale through because Southerners had good Lord Jonathan. This time around, if you don't come with a competent certificate, a certificate that you merit such position in that sort of man, we are going to disqualify you. Nobody's going to risk it again by allowing somebody who is bloody or murderous to go to Sorok and become Nigerian president. No. Adam Ochemola has not what it takes. It should be an ex-convict. It should be an ex-convict because the money he used to build the house, his house at Auchi, is a stolen money. They should investigate him first. EFCC should go there now and investigate him. If he's not qualified to be there, they must qualify him. We don't want to take chances this time around.
Okay.
To avoid deadly mistakes.
Thank you very much.
To avoid deadly mistakes. We don't want to take chances. Oluwa, come and give them the language. Give them the voice.
Yeah, what's happening? I can see vibration. I can see telling them the real truth from the bottom.
Oshomole is coming out for president.
Oshomola is my former governor from Edo State. I'm from Edo State. Oshomola is a criminal under the green grass.
He's
a criminal under the green grass. He's trying to come outside. Let him come outside and tell us what. See, in the beginning it was good, but in the end, he now demolish himself. He demolished himself to become a Tata. But he want to be a godfather. His reputation now cost. So he's now trying to repair the reputation.
Let's talk about all these people who are coming out for presidency. We have Fayemi.
There are many. That's a game. It's just like a football team. In the competition, there are many teams. At the end of the day, the first round, the second round, they will be going. All those ones are just seeking face, they will be going. All of them, they are legally arrangement for Tinubu underground.
But they are going to pay 100 million naira.
Yeah, not all of them that will pay. So people can declare without no buying form. Everybody just come and ask, Osama never buy form. You understand? Why all of them never buy form? Boy, they never buy form. They just come outside and say, I want to be president, go to Asorok. Why do you say that? Sign your name there, write your name, write the state where you come from. Did you see that logic? They are taking Nigeria for granted. It's not a primary school home. When you go to school, hey, you are president, sir. You go today? Yes, sir. Tomorrow, president, sir. The day of the May examination, I may not call the day. We already answered question. That's why you see many are called, but few, then they go choose. And those one they are arranging for Tinubu underground. So at the end of the day now,
okay, they are arranging for
Tinubu. Don't you see what Tinubu say? He said many presidential aspirants go for democracy. Because at the end of the day, all of them will not arrange in his back underground. So when that, they would not be lifting one by one. At the end of the day, they're not giving more opportunity. But all of them are going to the journal. They are nowhere to be found.
United Nations Secretary General visited Buhari yesterday, pledged $321 million more to support humanitarian response.
Because they now know because Nigeria is going extreme. Because if they don't intervene, Nigeria will be a home of no more. Because insecurity is getting out of hand. Every day you will see killing every night, killing every day. So they have to inform.
Key 8 set military base ablaze in Chibok.
Every day kill. Now you set military base at least. Before you set military base at least. Don't want the occupants around that environment, the civilian. You have led them to run to the forest. When the military base is set at least, the military men is not around. They are all disappeared. They are all run away. That's what we are saying. Nigeria is a mocking home. See, United Nations in Nigeria now because of war, because of security, because our life is not safe anymore. So the world is aware. Let them involve. Let them dramatically change those boys in power. They are wrong people. They are not for us. They are for their pockets.
Okay. Let's go to another. Kano Emia, get your PVCs. Kano Emia tell residents.
You have to tell them the language that they understand. Because the PVC is what we use to vote. It's what we use to assess those people in power. Those people, they fail woefully from the president to the down language. They are all going home. And that one is reality. We don't want anymore. They don't have like a year.
What do you advise Nigeria?
Nigeria should come outside and vote against this.
Or get your PVC.
Yeah, get your PVC number one. Without PVC, you can't vote. Get it and go outside there and mind those matchable ads of the corridor of power. And set us new systematic phase that will govern us well. In a way that Nigeria will be happy as Nigeria before. Because Nigeria before was a nation of happiness. But now, because of the masquerades we allow on our own mistake, they fail us woefully. So we are the same people that will see magic out. So everyone should come outside with the PVC and ready to
Do you have a candidate here?
The candidate, I'm telling you, the candidate in June, we are arranging our candidate. See many, let those many come outside. We'll be watching the film, but no one can get, when the film is about to be realistic, we'll not put them aside. We will not stand on our feet. Okay. And you will be aware then. And everybody watching Flix TV will be aware that we are going to change Nigeria in a dramatical level and with the help of the power of the Most High God.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we have come to the end of the program this morning. Thank you very much for being part of the program. I am Christian Chuku. We are always on the streets every morning to give you reports and also give you the position of those at the bystander. This is bystanders at the newsstand. We are on Facebook, Flip TV NG, small case letters, Flip TV NG, and also on Instagram, Flip TV NG. On YouTube, Flip TV. I also have Flip TV Plus. Visit any of our social media platforms and subscribe and be a part of our programs where we come live. Once again, bye for now. Mr. Onoche, Udua, great guy, for being part of the program. Bye for now till tomorrow, as we have another edition of the program, Bystanders at the New Stand. Thank you.